Today we are doing 10-8 coordinate plane, reflections, and translations. So we're going to be looking at reflecting figures or lines over what's called a line of reflection. So a reflection is a transformation that flips a figure over the line of reflection. So a reflection you can think of as like looking at yourself in the mirror. It's reflecting into the mirror. A transformation is just moving the figure from one place to another on the graph. It's not changing the size or the shape of the figure, but it's just sliding it or moving it to another direction. The rules for reflections are the following. We have the x-axis. If your figure is going to reflect over the x-axis, and that is, if here's your x and y axis, and if you're going to flip the figure from this side to this side, that is called an x-axis reflection. So it's flipping over this line, and this would be considered your line of reflection. The formula is that you keep the x value the same, but you change the y to negative. And I'll show you an example in a second. For the y-axis, all you are doing is changing the x to a negative and the y to a positive. And so again, you'll be reflecting over this line. So that could be from going from here to here. So your x value would go from negative to positive or positive to negative, depending on which direction your original was. However, your y would stay the same. Then you have a reflection over y equals x. That's the equation, like y equals mx plus b. So your slope is 1 and your b is 0. So that would be a line that went right through 0, 0, and your slope would be 1 over 1. So whenever you have a reflection from one place to another, reflecting over that y equals x line, your rules are that you switch your x and y value, and therefore you would get the right reflection. Now let's go look here at the next page. So here in example number 1, it says write the rule for reflection, then graph. So it gives you a graph of a triangle, and you have the points P, R, Q, and it's labeled what those points are. And for this particular problem, it wants you to reflect over the x-axis. So we're going to look at our notes from the first page and see what the rules are for reflecting over the x-axis. If you remember, the rules for reflecting over the x-axis is that you are only going to change the y and make it a negative or a positive depending on what you originally had. So, for example, let's look at the point R, and point R was negative 3, 3. And if you are going to reflect over the x, you would write this as your new R is R prime, it's called. This little thing that looks like an exponent of 1 is really something called prime, and it's just the notation for how you write and how you say these problems. So R prime, and it would be negative 3. The x value stays the same, but if it's a positive 3, it will change to a negative 3 for your y value. Let's look at Q. For Q, we have 1, 1, so we're going to have Q prime, and the x value stays the same. The y value changes its sign, so it becomes a negative 1. P, we have 2, 4, and our P prime would be 2, but then we'd have to make it a negative 4. It's important to realize that the reason these are all negatives is because these are all positives. So for some reason, if we had a negative 1, this would have to be a positive 1. I just want to make that clear. It's just changing the sign. It doesn't mean it has to be a negative. It's just changing whatever its original sign is to the opposite sign. So now I can go ahead and plot these. So I have negative 3, negative 3. So that would be right here. This would be my R. For Q, I have 1, -1, so 1, -1, and this is Q. And for P, I have 2, -4. So I'm right here, and here's P. So here would be my new reflected over the X triangle. And basically what it's doing is it's taking, if you drew this on a piece of paper and you've literally flipped it onto the other side, it would look like this. And it's hard to show you that on a computer, but what you literally are doing is taking this and flipping it over onto this part of the underneath the X axis. So that's kind of what a reflection is. It's flipping it around whatever that line is. So this would be that line of reflection, and so you're just taking this and again flipping it onto the other side. So the second part of the directions was to find the rule. So we already graphed it, but we have to write a rule for this. So there's specific notation on how to write a rule. Basically, you are going to write x comma y, because you always have an x comma y point, and you draw a little arrow, and the rule is that you are taking x and you're changing that y value. Again, that's like your formula. So what's your rule? It's the formula for flipping over an x-axis. And that was already written in the notes above on the last slide. So let's go ahead and take a look at example number 2. This time we are reflecting over a line of reflection, and that line of reflection is y equals x. You will have more complicated ones later on in your future math classes, but as of right now, they're keeping them pretty basic, and they're all going to be either a line of reflection that is y equals x, or it'll be a line of reflection over the y, or it'll be a line of reflection over the x. It doesn't mean that you can't reflect over another line. It's just that we're not there yet. So right now we're just concentrating on those 3 lines of reflection. So this one is y equals x, and if you look back at your notes, your rule for a line of reflection that is y equals x is, again, you start out with your point with a little arrow, and if you remember, you're flipping your x and your y value. So we can do that with what we have written here. We have our points. So we have an M point, an L point, and let's just call this N. So M, L, N. And these are the points. So we're going to take each one of these, and we are going to use our rule. So we start with 5, 2, and we know that that is M. So we have to make M prime, and that's going to be 2, 5. Then we're going to have our point N, which is 3, -5. So we have to make N prime, and we just flip them. And we're going to have -5, 3. And then we have L, which is 1, -3. And we have L prime. Again, -3, -1. We just flipped the x and the y value around. And so here we have our points. So we can now go ahead and draw those new points that we have here in red. I'm going to do it in blue. So we're going to plot the point first, this one right here, 2, 5, and then we'll do the next couple. So 2, 5, so over 2, up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is M prime. Make sure you write the little 1 there. And then -5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3, 1, 2, 3 would be about right here. And that's N prime. And then we have -3, -1, which would be right here. And this part would be L prime. And again, I'm sorry I don't have a ruler, so I'm going to do the best I can to, well, I have a ruler, I just can't use it on the screen. But here we go. So here would be our reflection. So this is our original in black here. We reflected it or flipped it over this line right here. And this is now our new figure. So So this is the line of reflection, it flipped over here. Let's talk about a reflection symmetry. If a figure can be folded along a line, so here we have a figure, and let's say this is the line. If it can be folded along a line of symmetry so that two halves match exactly, it is considered a reflection symmetry. So I always like to think about when I was in kindergarten and I drew or painted one side of a butterfly, and then we folded it in half, and then we pushed them together, and then on the other side was the exact same reflection of what we drew. So that is exactly what a line of symmetry is. So that where we folded it was where that line of reflection was. So, or that line of symmetry. So here is the line of symmetry for this object right here, or this figure. And it says, notice only the x values changes because it is a reflection over the y-axis here. So what it's trying to show you is, here you have 4, 0, and here you have negative 4, 0. The only thing that changed was your 4 became a negative 4. This line right here, 0, 3, or point 0, 3, is itself. So it just reflects exactly on itself. So it's still 0, 3. Here we have 4, negative 2, and here we have 4, negative 2. So again, the only thing that changed was the sign. So only the x value changes because it's reflecting over the y-axis, which makes sense because that's what our rule is for a reflection that reflects over the x-axis. Let's talk about a translation. A translation is a transformation that slides, that's a key word, every point of a figure the same distance and in the same direction. Here's what that means. It means that you have a figure, and we can look at this one here, and this figure right here is a triangle. If I literally had a triangle cut out of a piece of paper and I put it on this screen right here, and I just picked up that same cutout of paper and I moved it over here and I just dropped it right here, would my side lengths change? No, because it's exactly the same piece of paper. I just picked it up and slided it over to somewhere else on my graph. So what it's trying to say for a translation is that a translation is a transformation. So that's meaning you're taking the same exact object and just moving it or sliding it to somewhere else on the graph. The angles aren't changing, the side lengths aren't changing, everything's the same except you're just going to have it on a different point on the graph. So here it says that it wants you to translate or move this object to a different spot on the graph, and you know that because right here it's giving you directions on how to move it. So the notation on this is it says x minus 5. That means that you are going to go to the left 5 because it wants you to go in the negative 5 direction, and that would be this way, negative 5. So you're going to slide this figure to the left 5 because it's a negative. Then it has y plus 1. Well, since it's a positive 1 and it's talking about the y, you have to go up 1. So it's important to know that whatever's connected to the x is going to move left to right. Whatever is connected to the y is going to move up or down. So if it's a negative, you're moving to the left. If it's a positive, you're moving to the right. For the y, if it's a negative, you'd move down. If it's a positive, you move up. So here we can now take these points and we can do our transformation. And we are going to take our first point, which is, and I think I'm going to do this a little lower here, so I have enough room to make my translation later. Okay, so we're going to take our first point, which is negative 3, 0, and this is A, and we are now going to move that, so we know to make A prime, we are going to have negative 3 and it says that we are supposed to subtract 5 or move to the left 5. And we are also supposed to go up 1, so that means we're going to add 1. So we'll have this, comma, and it's going to be 0 plus 1. So our new point would be negative 8, comma 1. When we look at our b, we have negative 6, and b prime. So we're going to take negative 6, and we're going to subtract 5, and we're going to take negative 6, and we're going to add 1. So we would end up getting negative 11, comma, negative 5. And I'm going to need to move this up so we have some more room. So we're looking at C. And C, it was 6, negative 2. So C prime is going to be 6 minus 5, comma, negative 2 plus 1. So 6 minus 5 is 1, comma, negative 2 plus 1 is negative 1. So we'll have these points. So let me highlight those for you so you can see them. I want to make sure I use a different color. So we're looking at this point right here. Hopefully you can still see that. This point right here and this point right here. So let's go ahead and plot those now. First one I'm going to plot is negative 8, 1. I'll do this in blue. So negative 8, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Negative 1 right here. And that is going to be, and I went down 1, excuse me, up 1. So that's going to be right here. You got to make sure you go the right direction. So we're going to be here at A prime. Then our second point was negative 11, negative 5. So negative 11, and that's going to be probably off my chart, but negative 8. So negative 9, negative 10, negative 11. So probably right here. And let's see, it was down 1, or down 5, excuse me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Making sure I'm writing this correct. Let me double check. So let's look at this together. So we're over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 1, 2, and then down 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So right here. So that's the point negative 11, 5. So this is going to be my B. And then my other point was 1, negative 1. So we're at for 1, negative 1, and that's right here. Here would be my C prime. And so now we can go ahead and connect our points here. So we took that triangle and we did a translation, or we did a transformation, and we moved this over here. So it's this, we moved literally up 1 and to the left 5, and that's what it would look like.